lot of the shopping centers around the country are shutting down, mainly because of Amazon and people like Amazon. They're selling all the products online, and it's way cheaper, quicker, and you don't have to get in your car to go shopping at these places. So you can drive by shopping centers. I should have showed some pictures, but I don't think they'll have to, because when the big tenant moves out, then all the little stores around that tenant are empty. So the question is, what are we going to do? Should we give up or what? Now, I did notice that the people in Dallas, they're not giving up. And I give them credit, because what they're doing in Dallas is, as these shopping centers shut down, and I think we could do it, is we could change, say, a store into an office in a way where we'd have desks lined up. Desk, and then we could have a few conference rooms in there. Now what they're doing is they're renting those desks. You get your desk $700 a month, and you can have a lot of them lined up, and then we would have a couple closing rooms, or rooms where you could take people and they would be out of the traffic, and it would be secluded, and you could do closings and things like that. Conference rooms, we would call them. And then what they're doing next door is they're putting in a gym, or it could be in the same complex in the back. So then when you go to lunch, you don't have to go to lunch, you can go work out at the gym. The 9 to 5's over. It's gone. They want to close down the shopping centers, good. We have something else. And then after work, you're not going to go home, stand in line for a bus. You go right next door to the gym. Then the third store, or in the immediate area, they're buying like a store where they have coffee and sandwiches. And sometimes they'll give them to you free if you're there and you pay your rent on your desk and things like that. So the third store, you can run over and get a drink, you can get a sandwich, something like that. So it's a three-store complex. You've got the third store, and that could be open to the public, or it could just be for the people that have their cards for registration at the gym, or the people that have a desk. So you have 1, 2, 3, and that would take 3 empty stores in these shopping centers, and you can make them as big as you want. And if you want, you could bring people with you. You could rent a couple of desks, and what they're charging is $700 a desk. You want 2 desks, be $1,400. 3 desks, $2,100. And then I know in Dallas right now, they already have 1.3 million feet leased out. Exactly what we're talking about. 1.3 million square feet, which is a lot. And but it's a complex. It's easy to set up, and that's what we have to do. And now, even if you have a small store you set up, you can do the gym and the coffee shop beside it. But some small stores, that's what's going out of business. They can't handle the prices. They can't handle the tariffs, and they can't compete with the bigger stores like Walmart and Amazon. I mean, they're just getting knocked out, and they're not coming back. We have to do some changing. We have to make changes, and what we're talking about here, it's a big change, but it could be done. And now, it doesn't have to be a small store either with just 1 or 2 people. They have done them with company with 1,000 employees. 1,000. So you can set it all up where they'd all have these desks lined up. They'd all have their own desk, and then you can take as much space as you want. They'd have the conference rooms, they'd have the gym, and then beside that they'll have the coffee shop. The way this is set up is there are so many things that you can do here, and you can just add on items. If you want to do fingernails, toenails, that would be good. You can have somebody right there. It could be in your complex, or we could use another store. because these stores are all empty, so we can use as many as we want. Um, the um, and that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to get to $700 a month. There's one of them called Common Desk, and they have 1,000 members already. So to be a member, you got to be a membership in the gym. Then you also have to rent a desk, and that makes you a member. And that seems to be working around Texas. And they've also tried it in New York some. Now, another thing they're doing is on their living quarters, where, because a lot of these cities, the apartments are just out of sight. So they're getting furnished apartments, like in New York and Washington D.C., and they're letting a few people go in and rent rooms in the apartment. Like you can pay whatever you got to pay, $700, $1,000 rent for your room and your bed, but that's a lot different than you paying $5,000 a rent a month, because you can't do it; it's too hot.
Yeah.
So they're calling it rent share, and rent share, they call it We Live. Actually, that's one of them. And then they have furnished apartments, and they have the kitchen you share. And I don't know if you'll like it or not, but that's what it's set up, and they're doing it, and it's working so far. And that way, like in New York City and Washington, they call their places there We Work. That's the name that they're using there now. But it's a lot different though if you could work and then live and not ride a bus or a subway for a couple hours to go home and then 2 hours coming back.
Yeah.
And then you got to go out and eat, then you got to go to the gym. You see, we're getting everything in a circle close by. Everything in a circle close by. And also this they're doing it around Minnesota, St. Paul, and Gainesville, Virginia. On this co-working thing. The co-working. It's like a guy told me lately. This was yesterday. A guy told me he needs an apartment downtown at this college for his son. I said, well, what's the big deal? They're all sort of run down. This is a true story. He said, oh, they want $3,500 a month for an apartment downtown near the school. That's where they want to be. And he's had to bring in 4 other roommates. So now they got 5, and they did this on their own. 5 people living in this little apartment downtown in this big city, because it's right near where their college is freshmen. So this is something I think that's coming fast. In New York, it's coming. San Francisco, and also this idea with the gyms. I think the gyms close by are going to have people, because young people want to work out now. They want to work out. They'll have a gym right next door. They won't have to walk in the streets in the big cities at night, which I'm not going to lie to you, a lot of places is dangerous. And it's real dangerous, and frankly, I'm not going to do it. If I got to work out and there's no gym nearby, I'm not going to put on my tennis shoes and go running or walking through any big city in the United States at night. So this also involves safety. But we're going to have more for you as this develops down the line. All think they'll like that one.